Hello friends. Now in a previous lecture we have already completed 3.3. Now moving to 3.4 circle. So we are in circle and our target is to start 3.4. But you cannot directly understand 3.4 over here. Before that some concept and some theorem is required over there. Among them the part is inscribed angle, or you can say inscribed angles. Now we are going to start a part from inscribed angle. Now students, we have drawn a circle over here and we have to understand the concept of inscribed angle. Now inscribed angle means the concept is related with the angle and the part is, just for clearing I am going to draw one angle over here and let us see. First I am going to indicate the part over here. Let us see. C is the center of a circle. C is the center of a circle. And now we are going to draw one angle. Now, as we have drawn one angle over here, first of all, the rule is, for an inscribed angle, this angle must be formed on circumference of circle. This angle must be formed on circumference of circle. It is not valid inside and outside when you are going to describe inscribed angle. I repeat, inscribed angle. Now, just to indicate this part, first of all, for this curve, I am going to call it as the AB. So this AB will be my minor arc or curve. And just to highlight this part, I am going to indicate A, D, B. So you can say that ADB is your angle, ADB is your angle, and here this angle is formed on circumference of circle. Therefore, this angle is called as an inscribed angle. Therefore, angle ADB. Therefore, angle ADB is inscribed angle. Is inscribed angle in an arc ADB. In an arc ADB. In an arc ADB. Means you can consider as angle ADB is inscribed angle. Angle ADB is called as inscribed angle and it is covered by, protected by an arc. So it is indicated, right? Angle ADB is an inscribed angle in an arc ADB. In an arc ADB. Now student, remember, we have very limited question about inscribed angle. We have a limited question about inscribed angle, but there is another part. Now this angle is protected by this arc. This angle is covered by this arc. That's why angle ADB is an inscribed angle in an arc ADB. Now we have to start the valuation measurement for inner arc, and that is called as the intercepted arcs. Now we are going to start that part. Now student, we are trying to understand the concept called as the intercepted arc. Basically, intercept arc means you can say an arc which is get trapped or blocked between particular specific angle. Here I have taken 3 examples over here, or you can say I have drawn 3 circles over here. In the first case, step by step I am going to introduce the part. Let us say I have drawn one angle over here which is formed on circumference of circle. And I am going to indicate this angle by name A, B, C. Now remember very carefully, angle ABC is an angle which is formed on circumference of circle. And due to angle ABC, this arc is get trapped or locked over here. Let us say I am going to call it as arc ABC. Now here you can see that angle ABC is an angle in which arc ABC is intercepted arc. Means as per our condition, arc APC is intercepted arc. In an angle, or you can say angle ABC over here. Now your B angle is over here, and due to this angle B, arc APC is an intercepted arc. Now it is not required this angle must be on circumference of circle. It may possible that in some cases that angle may lie on inside the circle. Means I have drawn the same type of angle somewhere center over here, and your respective angle is A, B, C. Now again you can see that this is the angle ABC. Now it is not formed on circumference of circle, but it is formed inside the circle. And I am going to indicate the part P, means arc APC. Again your statement is valid. Arc APC is intercepted arc in an angle ABC. Arc APC is an intercepted arc in an angle ABC. Now third part. In the third part also the pattern remains same. Now this angle is formed inside the circle. If I am going to form one angle such that one line is like this and second line is like this, and now I am going to indicate it as an angle ABC, and again name of your arc is RBPC. Now here there will be a slant change, just the name of arc is going to get changed. Again in angle ABC you can say arc BPC is an intercepted arc. That will be the change over there. Remember in all these three conditions there is one part that only one arc is intercepted arc. In all the three figures there are only one arc is an intercepted arc. It may be possible that instead of one, two arc may be intercepted. Now in the previous part we have seen three circles creating only one arc as intercepted arc. Now in this diagram instead of one we are going to discuss about two arc which is act as intercepted arc. How? Please pay attention. Now let us say in the first diagram angle is going to get formed. Now this angle is get formed in such a manner that there are two arc. One is a small arc and second you can say a larger arc is get intercepted in an angle ABC. If you observe angle ABC, this angle is formed outside the circle. And there is one arc which is minor arc and second is a major arc. These two arc, or you can say larger arc. One is a larger arc and second is a smaller arc. Here remember carefully. Angle and close to angle arc is always smaller, and the arc which is at a longer distance is always larger arc. And in this way there are two intercepted arc formed by this angle ABC. Now after this part we have to understand another part also, and that part is, let us say I have drawn one diagram and the diagram is like this. Again this point of contact I am going to call it as a A, B and C. Now remember carefully, again this angle ABC, this angle is formed outside a circle. And you can see again there are two arcs. One arc is over here and second arc is over here. Again pattern remains same. Angle close to arc, this arc is always smaller, and angle away from the arc, this arc is always larger. And in this way again these two arcs are called as intercepted arcs. Now in a last part we are going to draw. Here we have drawn one line as a tangent and second is a secant. Now I am going to draw a circle such that both the lines act as a tangent. Means what? Let us say I have drawn one angle and name of your angle is again remains same, A, B, C. Now here you can see once again angle ABC is angle formed outside a circle, and again there are two arcs, first arc and second arc, and again these two arcs are intersected arcs. You can logically say here total circle is intersected circle. Means in the first case we have seen there are single arc is act as an intersected arc, and in this category we have seen arcs which is nothing but single but double, or you can say two, and these all are intersected arcs over here. Hello friends, we are going to see inscribed angle theorem. We are going to see inscribed angle theorem, but we need there is a property, and that property is nothing but property of exterior angle of a triangle. I am going to elaborate that part over here so you can easily understand during theorem. So it's just additional part from the reference of 9th standard. Let us say there is a triangle PQR. There is a triangle PQR and PRS is an exterior angle. Angle PRS is an exterior angle. Now here one by one part. Let us say for point P, I am going to indicate this value as angle A. For Q, this value of angle is B. And this PRS, this is the exterior angle, I am going to indicate as angle C. Now here, these are nothing but the value in terms of a part. And we know one part, value of exterior angle is equal to sum of two remote interior angle. Means you can say that value of angle C is equal to value of angle A plus B. Angle A plus angle B. No doubt, angle A and B must be in degrees. Angle A and B will be in degrees. This part is also true for this diagram. How? If I am going to say that same from over here, value of angle P is A or A degree, value of angle Q is B degree, and angle PRS, that I am going to take it as a C degree. No doubt, this angle C is an exterior angle PRS is exterior angle. Again in this diagram also, value of exterior angle is equal to sum of two remote interior angle. Means angle C is equal to angle A plus angle B. This is the part that I want to explain, but in diagram it will be look like this. Instead of any general triangle, the triangle form is isosceles triangle. Means first of all I am going to clear the part. Let us say in triangle OAC. Temporarily I am going to say that OA equal to OC. Means these two sides are equal. Naturally this triangle become isosceles triangle. If this triangle is isosceles, opposite angle of this side, here I am going to indicate X and X. Naturally X plus X, your value of exterior angle which is COE, this become 2x degree. So value of COE, that is the exterior angle, is equal to sum of two remote interior angle. So X plus X, that is 2x degree. Similarly in the same part, if I am going to introduce the values over here with some another reference, like OA equal to OB, means this side is equal to this side. If this triangle OAB is an isosceles triangle indicating opposite to this angle, as Y and Y, automatically value of exterior angle means BOE, this become Y plus Y, and that become 2y degrees. And in this way, this is useful when we are going to understand inscribed angle theorem. Now student, we are going to start over here inscribed angle theorem. So we are going to start inscribed angle theorem, and the part is here statement for inscribed angle theorem. The measure of an inscribed angle is half of the measure of the arc intersected by it. Once again, the measure of an inscribed angle is half of the measure of the arc intersected by it, and that you have to understand in terms of circle and intersected angle. For this theorem, we have drawn one circle and we are going to explain the part contained over here. Let us say as per their condition, we have to draw one angle over here. So inscribed angle, definitely it is form on circumference of circle. So I have drawn one angle over here. Now please pay attention. Here we are going to give the name. This angle vertices as A, and I am going to indicate it as BC. over here. Now just to highlight the name of R, I am going to indicate it as a D. So you can see one angle BAC as per given condition, the measure of inscribed angle is half of the measure of intercepted R. Angle BAC is an inscribed angle. It is half of, means BAC is half of intercepted R, means half of this are BDC. That we have to prove. So according to this observation, I am going to write all the part in terms of given to prove. And let us say for this circle, I am going to indicate O as a center of a circle. O as a center of a circle. And all this part I am going to write in terms of given to prove and proof. So now students, as per this diagram, we are going to write given to prove and other parts O here. So one by one part is given. O is the center of a circle and BAC is inscribed angle. So I am going to write O here. O is center of circle and angle BAC is inscribed angle by an arc BAC and now BDC is intercepted arc on angle BAC. Also BDC is an intercepted arc Now this is the part of a given over here. Now we have to prove that it is half the measure of that intercepted arc. Means this angle BAC. So to prove, our part become major angle BAC. This angle formed on circumference of circle is half of the arc BDC, that is intercepted over here. Half of major arc BDC. That we have to prove over here. And in this way, given and part is over. Now in this diagram, we have to do some construction and construction additional diagram that I am going to draw over here. Now we have drawn additional diagram because n number of constructions are over there and the part is here. In the first case, I am going to join line O and A, which is nothing but radius of a circle, and I am going to extend this AO up to part over here. No doubt your original arc is BDC. Your original arc is BDC, but next part is going to get generated, and I am going to join first A with O. When line AO come in forward direction, it touches the circle in another point and indicating this point as E over here. So I have drawn a line AO and extend up to the contact of R, and here this new point of contact is E over here. Addition to that, I am going to draw another line, that is radius OC or CO. So this another radius that I have drawn over here, and that is nothing but either you can say OC or CO, and that part I am going to write it over here in construction. So the part is joint AO extend up to E, joint AO and extend up to E, and second draw radius OC, also draw radius OC, and now here onward our actual proof is going to get started. So again we are writing in the form of number, statement and reasons. Now student, we are going to start the proof from this triangle as OAC. I repeat, OAC. OA is a radius of circle. OA is a radius of circle as well as OC is also radius of a circle. OA is a radius of a circle as well as OC is also radius of a circle. Naturally, both the radius are congruent. Means you can say that OA is congruent to OC, OA is congruent to OC. Naturally, our triangle OAC become isosceles triangle. And if this triangle is isosceles triangle, if two sides are congruent, then their opposite angle must be congruent. Means OA opposite angle C and OC its opposite angle A. This must be congruent. Now we are indicating it by x. Just for calculation in the part, we are indicating it by x and the part is. Now here, this angle is x, this angle is x. For triangle OAC, this OCE, angle OCE is act as external angle. And we know that value of external angle means angle COE. Value of external angle is equal to sum of two remote interior angle. Means x plus x, and this value become 2x. And in this way, first 3 to 4 lines we are going to complete in terms of proof. And the part is, as per discussion from that part, here first do. In triangle OAC, first part, segment side OA is equal to side OC. Side OA is congruent to side OC, and reason become radius of same circle. So part become radius of same circle. Naturally, from this part we can write angle OAC equal to OCA. Therefore, angle OAC is congruent to angle OCA, and the reason become angles of isosceles triangle. So reason become angles of isosceles triangle. Now we are going to assume it as a x, means angle OAC equal to OCA. We are assuming it as x. So the next part, therefore, let angle OAC is equal to angle OCA is equal to x. See, means we are going to assume that part over here as x in this case, and I would call this equation as equation number 1. Hope so up to this part all the concepts are very clear with you. Now we are going to introduce the property of exterior angle, and the part is, we know that value of exterior angle is equal to sum of two remote interior angle. Means from the diagram angle OCOE. So also angle COE is equal to angle OAC plus OCA, major angle OAC plus major angle OCA. Here, as per our construction and modification, major angle OAC is x and OCA is also x. So writing it part as x degree plus x degree, and x degree plus x degree, that value become 2x degrees. Naturally, your angle COE become 2x degree. And here, addition of two angles is equal to value of exterior angle. So I am going to write the property by exterior angle property. Therefore, angle COE is equal to 2x degree. But as per diagram, COE is nothing but central angle. So indicating that part over here and apart this. But angle COE is central angle, and we know one part, value of central angle is nothing but value of R. Value of central angle is nothing but value of R, indicating that part. Therefore, your angle COE, that is nothing but 2x. Naturally, your arc CE, or you can see major arc CE is equal to 2x degree. Now, giving it as equation number 2. Over here. As I written first part over here, I am going to write entirely this first part, and using with equation 1 and 2, using equation 1 and 2, I am going to write the next part and completing the proof in the same space. Just I am going to erase this section so that I can write the next part. Now we have two reference. Angle OAC equal to OCA equal to x degrees, and major arc CE is 2x degree. So second part, major arc CE is 2x. Now, as major arc CE is equal to 2x, from 1 and 2, we can write one part, from 1 and 2, x and it is double 2x, or 2x of half is over here. So, you can say angle OAC or EAC. So, your part, therefore, from equation 1 and 2, we can write angle OAC. Angle OAC is nothing but EAC. Angle EAC is equal to half of major arc CE. And that is a new conclusion which is available with us. We are giving it as equation number 3. Similarly, if we are going to join OB, OE, in the same way, we can also prove that angle EAB or BAE is half of major arc BE. So writing that part directly over here, and the part is similarly, by joining OB, we have angle EAB. Angle EAB is half of major arc BE. I want to call it as equation number 4. Now, from equation 3 and 4, we have to make the addition over here. From equation 3 and 4, we have to make mathematical addition. Means EAC plus EAB. I repeat, EAC plus EAB. I am going to add these two angles. Automatically, this portion is going to get added over here. So, from equation 3 and 4, I am going to write second rule. Therefore, EAC, angle EAC plus angle EAB is equal to half of major arc AC plus half of major arc BE. Half of major arc CE plus half of major arc BE plus half of major arc BE. Now pay attention over here. EAC plus EAB. Here EAC plus EAB means total angle BAC. So here addition of this part, angle BAC Here angle BAC is equal to, taking half common, so it become half as a common, and major arc CE plus major arc BE, major arc CE plus major arc BE means nothing but, as per your previous diagram, it is BDC because point D is over here. Major arc CE plus major arc BE, nothing but major arc BDC, or you can say BDC is equal to half of major arc BDC. And in this way, we are going to complete the part. As it is the final part, I am going to make a box over here. Now student, please pay attention. This proof is not only important in terms of theorem point of view, but this proof is also used for numerical point of view. So according to that, these two diagram is most important, and this final statement which is coming over here, both are important for your understanding and writing during solution of numerical. So remember, this is nothing but the part which we will discuss about inscribed angle theorem, most important for examination. Observe it carefully.
हेलो फ्रेंड्स एंड माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स, अगर आप हमारे वीडियो देख रहे हो और आपको ये वीडियो अच्छे लगते हो तो आप हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए और नीचे दिए हुए बेल आइकन को क्लिक करना ना भूलें, और साथ में ये वीडियोस अपने ग्रुप्स और फ्रेंड्स में ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा शेयर कीजिए। थैंक यू वेरी मच।